back to the wondrous year of 2006. Back, I wind the Congress clock. These North Carolina country hicks have nothing in their frowsy heads but rock.
This is different. Not expected. Hey, Pamlet, what was that?
Oh, Petronius, just some heat lightning. Happens all the time here in these Blue Ridge Mountains.
Anyway, that Go Congress we just had sure was fun.
Yep, them fancy pants Yankees said we couldn't do it.
Well, it was hard work, but we showed them. You ever think we'll do it again?
Oh, heck no. That'd be crazier than a hen house in a foxhole, I believe. Oh, shit. Veronica, huh?
It's all right. Go with it. She's all right. Chris. What is that, Pamela? I'm scared. Looks like a ghost.
I think I just wet myself. Who are you?
It is I, Father Time, the conscience of the AGA. Who might there be around about here to heed the call to run the U.S. Go Congress next year?
No, shucks, Grandpa. I don't think anyone around here like that.
Well, I suppose.
No way. I know what you're thinking. I don't care if you're a ghost. That's crazier than a seesaw in a sawmill.
Now, come on, Pamela. It ain't so bad.
No way, Petronius. That's crazier than a go board in the shape of good old USA.
Come on.
To be or not to be, that is the question. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous Go players, or to take up arms against a sea of coes.
Were you an English major?
Don't be calling me no names, Petronius. I'm just a good old country boy.
Anyway, we can do it. What do you folks say? Should we do it again? I can't hear you. Should we do it again?
Yeehaw! Let's get her done.
Fools. Fools they are. Glorious fools.
doors first. I'll come back in.
All right. Thank you. Welcome, 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 and welcome. Just a little entertainment here. We're going to try to keep this going and not make this drag out because we've got a great speaker coming up here soon. But one thing I want to do is I want to acknowledge some of the folks that are here, especially the professionals that have come to help us all learn to play this game better. So if you could hold your applause as I acknowledge the professionals that are here with us. Feng Yang, Mingju Zhang, Yulin Yang, Jenny Shen, Shirley Lin, Kathy Lee, Anna Lu, Ming Yin, Lang Wei-ting, Zhang Hong Na, Ro Maeda, Guo Zhuan, Chi Huyang, and Qing Yu Chen. Let's welcome them all. Feel free to stand if they want to stand, if they're here in the house. You see any pros here?
Ah, there. Thank you. Please stand. There. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would also like to recognize some of our special guests and VIPs. There's a number of them here. And again, I'd like you to hold your applause till after everyone is stood. We have Hatayumi Hikaru Nogo, author. Please stand. And then Mr. Cho Kun-hoo, president of the Korean Amateur Baduk Association. We have Mr. Soo Dae-woo from the Korean Baduk Association and Korean Amateur Baduk Association Director. Mr. Tanioka Ichiro, IGF Director, also of Osaka University Commerce President. And we also have Mr. Del-soo Kim, VP of the Korean Amateur Baduk Association. Please stand, all of you. And Amy Handelsman, Executive Director of the U.S. Mind Sports Association and U.S. Poker Association. We also have AGA President Alan Abramson. And a special acknowledgement to President-elect Andy Oken, who very much wanted to be here but could not because he's attending his father, who is ill right now. All of you, if you could stand and be recognized. Thank you.
One other thing tonight. I think there's 2 new professionals here in the room tonight, and we have badges for them. Can we see Gen Sheng Shi and Andy Liu, the 2 new professionals? We have your badges. Congratulations. The first 2 U.S. pros. Now we're at this great location for the Go Congress here, Blue Ridge Assembly, and we have a spokesman from the Blue Ridge Assembly who'd just like to say a few short words about the Blue Ridge Assembly. Travis.
We're happy to welcome back the Go Congress to the YMCA Blue Ridge Assembly, and on behalf of all the staff, welcome. We're glad to have you guys here. Really quickly, I'm just going to give you guys the brief overview of our history, a few housekeeping things, and then get out of the way so you guys can get on to the fun that you're going to have this week. We were founded October 6, 1906 by Dr. Willis D. Weatherford. His job was to travel throughout the Southeast, training young men and women to do YMCA work. He went to his boss, John Armont, and said, you know what, this is great, but why don't we do this better? Why don't we bring these people in and train them to do what I'm doing so they can go out and train other people? His boss said, you know what, that's great, but we don't have the money for it. And I'm sure in today's economy, you guys all know what it's like to not have the money for something. But Dr. Weatherford wasn't turned down by that. He decided to go out on his own and find a place central to his service area where he could bring these young men and women in and train them. So he did. He traveled around. October 6, 1906, he met a friend at the Asheville train station, rented a horse and buggy, and rode about where our front gate is. Took the long hike that most of you drove in today, up the mountain, climbed up a tree. And if you can imagine this view that you're going to see this week in October with the leaves changed, beautiful view across the valley, the highest point in eastern North Carolina, or eastern U.S., across the valley from us. He looked out and exclaimed, "Eureka, we found it, this is it." Went back and took out a loan against his own name to buy about 1,400 acres of land to build a conference center on. When he founded it, he founded us on 5 basic principles. He said that religion should be intellectually respectable. You shouldn't take someone else's word for it. You should spend time daily in prayer, contemplation, meditation on the Word. He said that without religion, there is not a way to have a set of life moral values that will see you through. He said that everyone's created in the image of God and therefore worthy of love and respect. He said that anything that serves a human need is a God-given responsibility. And the last thing that he said was that everybody needs time to get away from their everyday life and spend time in fellowship, prayer, meditation, and contemplation. And that's what you're here for this week, is to spend time in meditation on the game of Go. So we're glad to have you guys here meeting one of our founding principles. The few housekeeping things I have, this is a tobacco-free facility. We'd ask you guys not to smoke while you're here or dip or any of that stuff. And we'd like you to watch your speed on these roads. We do have a lot of people hiking, so if you could just go slowly and be safe, we would appreciate that. Also, the drive in, the way you came up, is one way, so please do not hike on that road. It's very narrow. We don't want anybody to get hit and hurt. We hope you have a wonderful week, a great tournament week this week, and are glad to have you guys here. Thank you.
All right, there's a lot of excitement that's already been going on here, as you know, with the Pro Tourney, Go Camp. There's a lot coming this coming up week. One of the things that's going on here is there's a documentary film being shot that they've been working this past week, and they're going to be here all this week during the Congress doing a documentary film. The film's called The Surrounding Game, directed by Will Lockhart and Cole Pruitt. And so we'd like to show a little trailer, specially made trailer for the Congress, just to whet your appetite for this film. And you're going to see them around all week. Cooperate with them, be there, let them see what we're doing, and document what's happening here at the Go Congress. So if we could cut the lights and let's take a look at this little film.
This is Go, the deepest and most complex game in the world. Known in China as Weiqi and in Korea as Paruk, it is the oldest game still played in its original form. From its utter simplicity arises a fragile beauty, a balance between quick and slow, weak and strong. Intricate patterns spill out across the board, as they have since the birth of the game in ancient China, over 4,000 years ago.
I think the thing about Go that I really like is that it's a challenge constantly. It doesn't matter what your level is. The board is so expansive. You know, there's so much room for variations. You can't just know everything.
This is perfect Taoism right here. I mean, you can't go too far one way or the other. There's always a trade-off no matter what you're planning to do on the board. And you sort of have to just make the right trade-off.
The idea of a professional promotional system is the culmination of a dream.
Not just pros, but like the strongest pros in the world.
In Asia, they consider this a sport, but here, that's just not the mindset.
The level of Go will just increase as a nation once this comes out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the first U.S. certified Go professional.
There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to compete internationally.
This is one tournament I really want to win, so I'm going to try my best.
It's incredibly exciting to see this finally actually happen.
That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So, hope I win.
Tell them about the game that I beat you.
Oh yeah,
when you were 6.
So this tournament, the guy who sponsored this amazing tournament is Eric Hosen. I knew him when I was 6, and I barely played Go. And he used his.
You were 1 down.
I was 1 down. I was pretty good.
And we got a willing and completely suitable candidate. He's got a real chance of winning it in North Carolina. That was all exciting.
Well, there's one right there that's sort of making it difficult for us to. So, Andy, of course, is a fierce competitor. I'm number 1.
We'll see you in Congress.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go over on this side. I now would like to introduce to you a very dedicated and able volunteer. He's the chair of the AGA Marketing and Fundraising Committee, Peter Friedman.